Good evening everyone and welcome to Gundam News. And the biggest thing this week was without a doubt the Gundam Conference Spring 2023. And the main focus of that video was the upcoming Metaverse project, which I'm not going to be talking about today because I did already make a dedicated video on that yesterday. So if you want to learn more about the Metaverse, I will have that linked up here and also in the description down below. But to quickly recap it, while I'm not super excited about the Metaverse, slight understatement, they did at least state that one of their intentions for the Metaverse is to get real-life Gunpla battles, so that is something. But they did also talk about other things, like a new Build Fighter series that will be made to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Build series. Time flies by. Not a lot of details are known at the moment, but what they did say is that it will be called Gundam Build Metaverse, and that it'll of course be inspired somewhat by the Gundam Metaverse project. It'll be all about special collaborations that can only be held in the world of the Metaverse, and through the anime they kind of want to give the idea of what a Metaverse could be like. So that's not really a lot to go on. But the other information that we have is that it'll be 3 episodes long, although we don't know if they'll be full episodes or shorter episodes like the Backlog episodes, and that they'll be releasing in October on Gundam.info. So I'm assuming that this means that they'll be releasing on the YouTube channel. You can check out the trailer through the link down below, and they also released an official website. Although at the time of recording, that official website just has the title and the trailer. And if that Metaverse anime wasn't quite enough to sate your viewing desires, they also showed the live action movie in their presentation, and they mentioned that the Gundam Seed movie is also still being worked on. But that is literally everything they said. And for which from Mercury, they announced that they'll soon be unveiling a fan-made content project. So I wonder what that's going to be, and I also wonder if it's going to be a worldwide thing. And finally, they announced that also in October, they'll be holding the next Gundam Next Future, where they'll be talking about Gundam's future projects, Metaverse included. And talking about big events, last week Saturday, AnimeJapan 2023 was held, where of course Bandai Namco and Gundam were also present in full force. And while most of their display was for already released figures or upcoming figures that were already announced, I did see one thing that we haven't seen anywhere else yet, or at least that I haven't seen anywhere else yet. And that is the Sigumi Pro Gundam Aerial, which is basically like a papercraft aerial that'll go for 4,800 yen, around 35 US, and is slated for a May release. And because of the way that it's assembled, it's definitely got a very unique look and vibe with those pegs sticking out and whatnot. But if you look at them as extra detailing, they are pretty cool. And also, at the booth, they were handing out a special Witch from Mercury booklet and a sticker set. And on that sticker sheet is Gyul camping and a pissed off Chuchu's demi-trainer using the beam rifle as a bat. Not a bad freebie at all. I would have loved to get something like that. Meanwhile, on the figure front, the biggest, or at least the most expensive news, is that pre-orders went up for the metal build Divine Striker, alternative strike version, over at P-Bandai. This striker pack will set you back 13,200 yen, 100 US, and comes with the transformable Divine Striker, the main thing itself, the Trikeros Kai weapon system, Kate Madigan's gun, and of course various connectors to hook it up to the various metal build strikes and a strays. And do keep in mind that this is only for the Striker pack. Almost every picture does show it hooked up to a mobile suit, but those are all sold separately. And the other big news is the Robot Spirits Gundam Unit 0 Blossom. As promised last week, we got all of the information on this bad boy. Reservations will begin on April the 6th, and for 10,450 yen, 80 US, this thing can be yours in August, and it will be a standard release. Included are the sensor radome, a beam cannon, 2 beam sabers, a bunch of effect parts, and parts to parts form the core booster 2, as well as a small base for the thing. And I gotta say, I am totally digging the proportions of this thing. And then for something a bit more wallet-friendly, Tamashii Nations announced that their next Gundam Universe lineup will be the fan-favorite 00 Quanta, Strike Freedom, and Unicorn Gundam Awakened version. And I am happy to see that they're continuing their tradition of having one figure of each lineup with a bit wonky proportions, because what in the name of God Gundam happened to the Unicorn Gundam's knees? They're sticking out way too much. But at least the other two do seem totally fine. For the accessories and gimmicks then, the Quanta comes with the GN Sword 5 and the ability to form the Buster Sword. The Strike Freedom can enter high mat and full burst mode, but there is unfortunately no talks about the Dragoons being removable. And the Unicorn comes with an active beam saber, the beam magnum, and a shield. Each figure will go for 3,300 yen, 25 US, goes up for pre-order on the 6th of April, and will be releasing in September. Then back to P-Bandai. On Monday, reservations opened up for the Robot Spirits Gundam Aerial Rebuild. And for 8,800 yen, 67 US, it comes with pretty much everything that you'd want from the rebuild. Except for ketchup, you gotta provide that yourself. Through parts forming, you can have it with the gun arm system on or off, and the gun bits can combine to form a shield. They can combine with the mobile suit and the beam rifle, and the set also comes with display parts to have them flying around. Oh, and of course the most important part is that it does come with open hands, to swat away annoying bugs or humans. And this set will be flying your way in October. And also on P-Bandai, reservations open up for the G-Frame Full Armor Super Saiyan God Gundam and optional parts, which comes with a Golden God Gundam, various optional parts, and hands. But the main features are without a doubt the custom action base and Sekiha Tenkyoken parts, which include a giant Sekiha Tenkyoken hand that is fully articulated. And it's so big that this hand would probably even look great in combination with the real grade or the high grade, and maybe even the master grade. Although I must admit that it is a bit pricey, with a price tag of 5,995 yen, 46 US. It does come with a piece of chewing gum. Soda-flavored piece of chewing gum. And that giant hand will be coming your way in July. But that is nothing compared to the price of the other P-Bandai figure that they also announced, the Ensemble X46 GN Arms Type E, which goes for 8,250 yen, around 60 US. It is less expensive than the Aerial Rebuild, but this thing is also significantly smaller. It's slated for an August release and comes complete with a stand and the Exia with its basic accessories. And alongside it, pre-orders went up for a resale of the X14A Freedom and X14B Meteor unit, both of which will be re-releasing in October. Meanwhile, on the Gunpla front then, P-Bandai just got a second wave of pre-orders for the Permit Score 6 Aerial, a third wave of pre-orders for the Master Grade Star Jagan, and a resale of the Neo Zeong 2 and Psycho Shard expansion sets. And the website for the Master Grade Zeta Gundam version Kotoki has been updated with information on the box art and the marking decals, but more like information behind how they were made. So moving on to Witch from Mercury. They showed us these illustrations that will be included with the second limited edition Blu-ray sets, depending on which store you get it from. Gundam will be doing a collaboration with Ariel, the snack, with more details coming soon. Namco launched a special sticker campaign for the Suletta and Miorine Japan Tour project. A new trailer for Season 2 will be released tomorrow, at least on Japanese television, so we'll have to see when that hits the internet. And Season 2 also got this really cool new key visual with all of the characters in interesting poses, but two really stood out in particular. Cecilia's got something going on, and Chuchu is just straight up flying. Something that has led to a lot of edits and memes on social media. She's just the gift that keeps on giving. And of course, we also had some cool new things that went up for pre-order on Monday. But while all of them will be available from regular stores, getting them through P-Bandai will get you a special extra item. There was the Kadokara collection, which translates to corner characters, because it features various characters from Witch from Mercury that are designed to either sit on a corner or hang from a corner. For 6,160 yen, around 50 US, you'll get Suletta, Miorine, Duel, Elan, Shadiq, Nika, Chuchu, and Lauda. And if you get them from P-Bandai, you'll also get this adorable Bob as well. Then there was the Nubukurumi, roughly translating to sleeping bag dolls. Meaning that for 5,940 yen, also around 50 US, you'll be able to get Suletta, Miorine, Duel, Elan, Shadiq, and Chuchu in a Haro-inspired sleeping bag. And if you get them from P-Bandai, you'll also get a sleeping Suletta. Or if round tumbly characters are more your thing, you can get the Fuakororin keychain collection for 6,160 yen, around 50 US. The regular set contains Suletta, Miorine, Duel, Elan, Shadiq, Nika, Chuchu, and Lauda, and the P-Bandai bonus this time is Bob with his bento box. And all of these are slated for a late July release for the store releases, and the P-Bandai versions are slated for an August release. And at the Gundam Factory Yokohama, they also had some Witch from Mercury news. From March 25th until April 9th, the Winter Illumination 2022 featuring Witch from Mercury has returned. And you'll also be able to get Witch from Mercury themed lattes with the Ariel rebuilt Suletta or Miorine and an Ariel rebuilt coaster. And from April the 2nd until the 8th, the Gundam will be lighting up blue for World Autism Awareness Day in Yokohama 2023. On the gaming front then, in Gundam Battle Operation 2, the Atlas Gundam joins the fray. In Gundam Breaker Mobile, the Daryl Balde has joined the lineup, and the Decisive Fire multi-mission has returned. And over on the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and the Switch, Bamco's got a digital spring sale going on, which includes SD Gundam Battle Alliance. And in other news, we got to see the rear of the Gyan Girl. Gundam.info did an interview with the under 14 and under 20 winners of the Gundam Builders World Cup, of which you can check the official translated version down below. In Korea, Gundam has teamed up with Shinhan Card to issue 2 types of Gundam credit card, and I am very jealous of that. And from today until April the 7th, both the Gundam Base and Gundam Side F are holding the Spring Break Gunpla class for elementary and junior high students. For 1,000 yen, 8 US, participants will get 2 hours to build their RX-78-2 assembly experience version, with unlimited use of the tools present, and on top of that, they'll also get a random Gundam marker, mini Haro, a special sticker set exclusive to Side F, and a certificate with a design based on either the Gundam Base or Gundam Side F. something that we can't participate in, but it's still a cool news piece that I wanted to share with you. As for the things you could get this week, things started off really expensive on last week Friday with 3 Blu-ray or DVD sets. There was the 5th Reconquista in G movie with sets ranging all the way from $50 to $100. The Reconquista in G compact Blu-ray box, which goes for $150, and Volume 1 of Witch from Mercury with sets going from $50 to $70 US. Keep in mind that this is only for the first 3 episodes. But hey, at least in the special edition, you are getting like the school's guidebook and the school's newspaper, so I mean, that's a cool thing. I legit like those kinds of extras. But things didn't get much better for your wallet because one day later there were 2 new Robot Spirits figures released. 7,700 yen, around 65 US, gets you the Duel Gundam version anime, which comes with literally everything the Duel Gundam could come with. We've got its regular accessories like the shield, beam sabers with effect parts, and beam rifle, with both a beam effect part and launching effect part for the grenade, but then we're also getting extra thruster effect parts, the Gay Bulk Bazooka, and also the Armor Schneider with effect part of the Duel getting shanked. Perfect for both Izak lovers and Izak haters. And then for 8,250 yen, around 60-65 US, you could get the Gundam Unit 4 Gerbera version anime. And this thing also comes nicely equipped. We've got a removable Sturm booster, the shield, that amazing looking rifle with spare magazines, and a bunch of effect parts. And then on the same day, the latest Battle Spirits Gundam booster set was released, featuring Witch from Mercury, Hathaway's Flash, Unicorn, 00, Gundam Seed Destiny, and Char's Counterattack. And for people buying a booster box, there is a promotion that one random set of 20 limited sleeves will be included, at least in Japan. For this week's reading material then, there was the May issue of Hobby Japan featuring builds of the entry-grade Gundam, high-grade Ariel Rebuild, high-grade Lefrith Ur, and much more. The May issue of Model Graphics, which has a special on the Master-grade Zeta Gundam version Kotoki. The May issue of Gundam Ace. The May issue of Shonen Sunday S Special, in which Gundam Aggressor is being serialized. Big Comic Superior, in which Gundam Thunderbolt is being serialized. The report of Witch from Mercury Season 1, and also a bunch of new manga volumes. Volume 18 of 0083 Rebellion, which is also the final volume, Volume 11 of Moon Gundam, Volume 10 of Gundam NT, Volume 25 of The Return of Johnny Raiden, Volume 19 of Zeta Gundam Define, and Volume 6 of Two Girls in Love with High Grades. Or if art books are more your thing, then pre-orders have also begun for the Zeta Gundam A New Translation artwork box. It'll set you back a whopping 14,300 yen, around 110 US, and the set will consist of 3 art books with a total of 384 pages and a beautiful box to store them in, on which you will find brand new artworks of the main cast, Hamon and Shirako, as he's about to be penetrated. And for this week's Gundam Apparel news then, Strict G kicked things off on Friday with another collaboration with Alpha Industries to bring us yet another Gundam-inspired jacket. And this time it is Asticacia themed. For 42,680 yen, 326 US, you can get a light MA1 Natus jacket with a really cool rendition of the Asticacia logo, as well as the Pile, Jaturk, and Grassley ones. And on Monday then, new stuff from both Cospa and Bankore went up for pre-order, and all of it is slated for a May release. From Cospa, there's t-shirts for 3,300 yen a pop, 25 US, and the available colors and designs are white with the full armor Gundam, black with the Psycho Zaku, gray with the Narrative Gundam C-Packs, black with the Sinanju Stein, and charcoal with the Phoenix. And from Bamco, you could also get some t-shirts. A black Celestial Being one, blue Omni one, or red Zaft one. But these are slightly more expensive at 3,520 yen, 27 US. You could also get these designs as a hoodie for 8,250 yen each, 63 US. Or you can go for a polo shirt for 5,500 yen, 42 US. They'll be available in Earth Federation White, Standard Xeon Khaki, Char Red, Char's Counterattack Black, Vist Foundation Gray, or Mafty Blue. And then let's quickly wrap up with the polls. 2 weeks ago, Gundam.info wanted to know what our favorite original Gundam movie poster was. And it's funny to see that the final results are the exact opposite order of the release order of the movies. The third movie won with 39.2%, the second movie came in second with 35%, and the first movie was last with 25.8%. But still, the final rankings were very close, which is not surprising at all given how awesome and iconic all three of the posters are. And talking about iconic things, with the announcement of the Zeta Gundam A.N.I.M.E translation artwork box, Gundam.info wants to know what our favorite scene from those movies was. And just like the poll from last week, I don't think we have to worry about which option is going to win. Because on both the official website and on Twitter, Amuro and Char's reunion is in first place with a pretty big margin. They also agree that the final scene is in a relatively comfortable second place, but with the third and fourth place, we do get a small difference. They both agree that Camille and Forge's meeting should be in third, and that Henken and his cake should be in fourth place, but on the official website, they're actually really close together, but on Twitter, there is a bigger gap between the two. But I can see why these two are in last place. I'm having a hard time even remembering the scene with Captain Henken and his cake. Like, if I remember correctly, it was a lighthearted moment with Emma, which I guess is why they picked it. And when I think about Camille and Four, the first thing that comes to mind is Four leveling Hong Kong City and Camille being forced to fight her. But if you want to vote yourself, I'll of course have them linked down below. And that has been all for this week's Gundam News. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam News.